And good afternoon, everyone. This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. My name is Jim, and this is the Friday Afternoon QSO-VLOG Network. This is a directed network, and I am net control. If at any time during this net, should an emergency arise, please notify net control, and we'll stand by and allow those in need to access this frequency. Is there any priority or emergency traffic at this time? And hearing nothing, we will continue. This net is all about ham radio and being all that you can be. That's what our QSO-VLOG net is all about, trying to help people achieve the best sounding station possible. Thanks for dropping by. FYI, my background is 50 years in commercial broadcasting, where a lot of big bucks are spent on audio processing equipment and getting it set up correctly to get the loudest, fullest sounding station possible. Well, long story short, when I became a ham radio operator, I could hear immediately a large discrepancy in on-air technical proficiency. A lot of stations were running with very poor equalization, very muddy, with little articulation. And as I continued to work stations, I realized most of the stations were also running very low average peak modulation, many around 30% of average peak modulation. So with my background, I felt I could help, or at least try. I knew that most modern-day ham transceivers did have enough onboard processing equipment to be able to overcome most all of the problems. So it would just be a matter of developing a generic dynamic range setup procedure and then adjusting the onboard EQ gear. So I started the QSO-VLOG net with the phrase, if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. And today we're currently featuring over 1,650 QSO-VLOG Aircheck recordings. Our mission statement for the network is to establish a higher technical level of radio transmissions of the human voice by the intelligent utilization of available electronics in current amateur radio transceivers. Our setup, while generic in nature, converts the average 10 dB dynamic range transmitter with an average 30% of peak modulation to a much fuller 3 dB dynamic range with an average 80 to 85% of peak modulation. This substantial boost in audio transmit level is extremely beneficial in high noise levels and heavy QRM. It allows you to punch through when others fail. The second part of our transmitter setup has to do with proper mic equalization. We're looking to optimize the transmitted voice for a higher degree of intelligibility through the use of EQ patterns that bring out the articulation aspects of the human voice. Again, why need to hear the voice if you can't understand the words? Also this afternoon on the receive side, we're running 4 Internet SDR receivers monitoring New York, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Virginia, trying to get the best sound possible from our 100-watt friends. Now the audio from these 4 SDR receivers comes up on a 6-position rotary selector. Also in this selector is our local receiver audio. And today our local receiver is running 2 large 10-foot vertical magnetic loop antennas, one aimed north and south, the other east and west. The north and south mag loop can be rotated. They are selected by a 3-position rotary selector. Position 3 of this selector is a co-phase option that many times is 3 to 4 dB hotter than mag loop 1 or 2 by themselves. Also today on the transmit side, we'll be running our no SWR specially oriented dipole antenna. One leg of this dipole is broadside to Montreal, Canada. The other leg is broadside to Miami, Florida. As we were constructing our station, our mantra was 20 over from Montreal to Miami with a hotspot through the Carolinas. And although conditions may vary, the general performance of this antenna supports its mission. Also today we'll be running our input source indicator, so when we switch from an Internet SDR receiver to our local receiver, you'll be able to hear the switch and see the switch. You'll have to check it out on our YouTube QSO-VLOG video. And as we come together for another Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net, let us pause just a moment for the amateur radio operator's prayer. Lord, we pray for clear 20 over S9 communications today. Let all our transmissions fill the air and reach their destinations QSA5 to be understood by all. And as we pray for good radio conditions, let us also pray for good human conditions. During this time of pandemic that has challenged us all, we pray that you will protect everyone, especially our elderly. And also, Lord, we seek your divine intervention to bring peace to a very divided United States. As we go through a very conflicting time in America's history, with dark clouds all around, we pray that you will reduce life's daily political QRM between our brothers and sisters. And through your love and guidance, show us the way to find peace and harmony. Help us to communicate with one another 20 over S9. Thank you, Lord, and God bless and protect America. Amen. To continue, since this is an area of the band where we have many nets trying to operate in a very confined area, I would appreciate all stations checking into our QSO-VLOG net to keep your bandpass to no wider than 100 to 2900. And again, please, no wider than 100 to 2900. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG network, and now let's check in and see if Charlie K1GZL is on frequency to bring us up to date on the latest 40-meter band propagation. Charlie's QTH is up north in northern New Hampshire, near the Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy?
Charlie, near the Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy?
Yes, there's a lot of QRM. I think they're going to move a little higher. They're up on 90. This is K1GZL. Before we go any further, are you copying okay, Jim? Are you copying okay? Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Seems to be I'm on Milford, Roger.
Sir, seems to be I'm on Milford, Roger.
Okay, Roger on that KC9VKV. It's 50 degrees. It is 50 degrees. And the low last night was 29 degrees, 29. So it's a lot cooler than it was last week at this time when it was 84. When it was 84 degrees, that is for sure. I've got talking about SDRs and how wonderful they can be, and the relays you can get through SDRs. I've got quite a recording made by Jim, WA3FET, when he was in Alaska. The last day he was up in Alaska, last Sunday on the, I think it was the 23rd, the 23rd of the month. And if you're copying okay, I'll give you a little recording through Pennsylvania, remote, of him in Anchorage, Alaska. If you copy, Jim, go ahead.
Yes, sir, Charlie. Press on, sir.
Yes, sir, Charlie. Press on, sir.
Okay, I've got a lot of flutter from somebody up on 90. They were going to move, but they decided not to. Okay, now this is Jim. This is Jim in Anchorage, Alaska.
Remote with the station in central Pennsylvania on the Magic Mountain, but I am physically right now in the hotel in Anchorage, Alaska, where it's 57 degrees Fahrenheit and a beautiful day. The sun always, there's always lightness here. The sun is shining. Pretty much you get light 24 hours a day.
Okay, Jim, I wonder if you copied that. KC9VKV, K1GZL.
Roger, Charlie. Loud and clear, sir.
Roger, Charlie. Loud and clear, sir.
Okay, real fine. I'm still getting this terrible flatter. They did not move, but I'm copying you Q5 at the present time. Well, the leaves are about half to two-thirds out now, half to two-thirds out, and spring has sprung. Spring has really sprung here, so we're getting there. We're getting there slowly. So Jim was up in Alaska for about, I guess, 10 or 12 days, and he was mentioning that he was out on the Kenai, I guess it's the Kenai Peninsula there, before coming down to Anchorage from just south of Fairbanks. And in the woods there were spots where there were patches of snow that were 3 feet deep, still 3 feet deep, not in Anchorage, but in that spot. And it was really a really beautiful country, and he had extremely good weather. So I thought I'd bring you up to date and do something a little different, and give you the when he was right there at the hotel in Anchorage, Alaska. KC9VKV K1GZL.
Roger, Charlie, now maybe you might want to explain that to me. That recording was made by Jim in Alaska, and is that it, Roger? Or where did the recording, was that made? Where was the recording made?
Okay, let me explain. It was just my recording here, and I was picking up the contest station that Jim uses. The contest station that Jim uses near State College in central Pennsylvania. However, Jim was remote. He was not near home in State College, Pennsylvania. He was still up in Alaska. The last night he was there in Alaska, and he was in the hotel. So he went remote down to the contest station in Pennsylvania, where you've, I believe, worked him a number of times. He was going down to the contest station, then transmitting over his contest station, and I was up here in Clarksville, northern New Hampshire, recording him as he transmitted through the Pennsylvania station remote, and he was still in Alaska, and that was his last day in Alaska before coming back to Pennsylvania. Jim, go ahead.
Roger, well, Charlie, now you explained it to me. I understand, and that was a very good, crisp recording and transmission. So he definitely has the handle on how to operate remote. Roger.
Absolutely, and of course Jim has done that for years. Many years experience. So it's just unbelievable what you can do. You look back 30 or 40 years, 50 years ago, how ancient things were by comparison, and go back 110 or 12 years ago, when all the radio and everything had hardly started, anything practically, back to the extreme in that short period of time. To me, it's actually mind-boggling, and good heavens, what is the next the next 100 years going to be? That'll put what electronically and computerized what we're doing now is to shame. It'll make this look like ancient history. Go ahead.
Oh, Roger that. It's just amazing. And, the thing is that people in amateur radio and radio in general have the ability to get all the information from folks that come before them, and then garner that and have new ideas and utilize knowledge that other people furnished, and continue on with the radio. Roger.
Oh yeah, Roger. It's of course I'll be 89 on July 5th, 89. And boy, I remember way back when things were very ancient. In fact, I remember the day hearing on the radio, the day that that the Japanese had bombed Pearl Harbor. I remember that coming through the radio that beautiful Sunday afternoon in Elizabeth, New Jersey. But boy, by the way, you're coming in great direct right now. You're 9 to 9 plus.
In amateur radio and radio in general, have the ability to get all the information from folks that come before them, and that other people furnished and continue on with the, radio. Roger?
Okay, Jim. Look, I won't hold you any longer. There may be many fellows would like to get the rig tested out and get the rig tested out. Out 900 watts today. I don't load too well up this high in frequency. I really need a tuner. But at least I'm sure you're copping a little bit. I think you're getting me through Milford today, but I'm not sure. KC9VKV, K1GZL.
Roger, Charlie. Kind of oscillates between Rochester and Milford. The last part of that I was on Rochester. It was just a little bit hotter than Milford. Well, Charlie, I appreciate all the information. Thanks for dropping by and opening our show. As normal, we'll say 73 up that way. And you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, Roger.
Afternoon, beautiful weekend, Roger.
Roger, you too also, and stay healthy. Stay healthy all the way around. KC9VKV, K1GZL. Always a pleasure, Jim.
Roger, Charlie, 73. Just a reminder, this is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. My name is Jim, KC9VKV, and I'm better known in some circles as Dr. VKV. And we're recording now live till 5, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. We'll post this recording up on YouTube in the next couple of days. So when you go to YouTube, just do a call letter search for KC9VKV along with today's date, 5/28/21, and it will take you directly to this recording. If you might be interested in other transmissions and other stations, if you go to YouTube and just do the call letter search, KC9VKV, that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page. And on that page, you'll find about 1,650 some odd QSO-VLOG recordings. So, we have something for everybody here. Mainly, we assist folks in setting up their radios. So let's get into that. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. This is Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. From now until 5, we are recording live, and then we'll post it up on YouTube so you can hear what your radio sounds like if you might be interested. Like I say, we do record live till 5. This is KC9VKV. My name is Jim. Again, if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
This is Jim. Again, if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
And I am hearing a little traffic down towards Georgia. Station trying, go ahead, try again, please.
Station trying, go ahead, try again, please.
Just quite a bit of noise on the band today. So I'm not, that station trying is just right at my noise level. Maybe things might back off here just a moment, and I'll be able to copy you. Try one more time.
One more time.
This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. From now until 5, we're recording live. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Recording live. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
I'm still hearing that station on my Georgia SDR trying, but I can't quite pull you out. Try one more time. This is KC9VKV listening.
Pull you out. Try one more time. This is KC9VKV listening. That station things might backlit you copy.
Try again. I copied a little bit of that. Yeah, I just went to my local antenna. This is interesting. I keep having SDR dropouts, and I'm not sure why. Usually multiple dropouts. I'm running 4 internet SDR receivers, and usually when they start multiple dropping out, it's related to the Wi-Fi. These are Wi-Fi connected, and so the only thing that would really affect them all is the Wi-Fi feed. So I'm bringing a Milford to back up. This is KC9VKV, the station down on the Georgia SDR. Try one more time. I'm not catching that station on the Georgia SDR, but I do have the Milford SDR back on, and Milford is just a beautiful SDR operation. So if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. Well, in the meantime, and as we try to get our situation underway here, have little adventures in Radioland. Time for another thrilling edition of same. This segment is thinking outside the box. From time to time, I mention the fact that the actual heart of one's Radio Shack is the audio monitoring system. It is the incoming half of your QSO contest. It makes possible the voice of your friends or your contacts around the world. It is that critically necessary thing that makes two-way communications possible. Now, let's face it, audio reality does not reside with a 3-inch speaker inside a very small box that is your transceiver. There's just not enough cubes. This is the major downfall of all transceivers. It is the #1 major shortcoming filter of your HF receiver. You can't really talk about EQ curves or audio balance until you have an audio system that can truly reproduce the range of audio involved. So if you need to think outside the box I'm talking about is your transceiver. Get your audio out of that box and plug into reality. Plug into your radio speaker out with a nice full-range house monitor system. You deserve to hear what's really going on, and I don't mean a pair of $15 computer speakers, which I guess would be better than your radio's speaker, but for under $50 at Walmart, you can get a nice full-range Logitech speaker system. Check out their Logitech speaker system with subwoofer. You don't need Bose, but you need to get something that will reproduce the bottom end correctly down to at least 100 cycles or so. Speaker systems with subwoofers can easily do that, and for under $50, wow, here you spend $1,000 for a really great radio. You deserve to get the most out of it. And since I've been evaluating radios very closely on the QSO-VLOG net, I've noticed more and more radios with much flatter, fatter audio curves on my spectrum analyzer. Transmit audio curves that go down to 100 cycles or so. But a word of caution, if your transmit audio content does go down to 100 cycles, you must make sure that the rest of your audio, particularly the upper end, has plenty of content for balance. Otherwise, you'll sound muddy. A spectrum analyzer would be great help in finding your transmit audio balance. So step up to today and utilize the tools we have available. And if you get a chance, you might drop by Walmart and pick up one of those Logitech $40 subwoofer speaker systems. You won't believe what a difference it makes to be able to hear what's really going on. And that's our thought for this moment about getting the audio out of your transceiver and into a nice speaker system that has enough cubes to really reproduce what's going on. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
WP2 USA.
Station USA, come back with the call sign, please. Again, phonetically slowly.
Whiskey Bravo 2, Uniform, Sierra.
Bravo 2 uniform, what was the rest?
Sierra Alpha.
Sierra Alpha, Roger. What's the name there?
The name is John, Julie Oscar Hotel November. You roger that?
Roger, John. And whereabouts are you located, sir?
I'm located in the mountains of New Jersey, about 7 miles east of the Delaware River.
Roger, Roger, John. And what radio are you running?
We have a ICOM 7600, and we have a 525-foot horizontal loop, and we're putting out approximately 85-90 watts.
Roger, Roger. I'm copying you right now on my local antenna. You're about 6 dB above my noise level. If you would, maybe give me a little bit more information about your antenna system, maybe 10 or 15 seconds, and let me look around on my SDRs and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
Okay, now the antenna system.
Path for Roger.
The old coax and into the shack, and we have a tuner which we have it tuned down to 1-to-1 SWRs, and we're putting out approximately 85-90 watts at peak.
Roger, Roger, John. Looking at your radio, if you'd be interested in our setup procedure, we start with the compressor at a 3. It's a token amount. You'll never hear it on the air, but it does start the setup procedure where we will wind up with 80 to 85% of average peak modulation. Roger.
Yeah, hold on. I just have a phone call. I'll see if I can get right back to you. WB2 USA.
Roger, Roger, John. All right. This is KC9VKV. John, when you get a chance, check back with us. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. From now until 5, we record live. So if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Shout.
Copying some traffic on my Arlington SDR, but still not hot enough to be able to work you. So if my signal comes up to you, then maybe give me another shout later on. We are going to be recording live till 5, so it certainly would give you an opportunity to participate. And we have messages of information. And one of the informational messages has to do with antennas, and particularly antennas that work. Now, there's a million different antennas, but some work better than others. I believe a 100-watt transmitter operating in the eastern part of the United States with a decent antenna should be at least an S5 to S9 somewhere. If you're running an S1 everywhere, you're not getting out. Let me repeat that. If you're running an S1 everywhere, you're not getting out. Now, while I can technically set up your transmitter for optimal performance, if you're operating a dummy load for an antenna, you will not be getting out well. And radio antenna tuners do not solve the problem. They only mask the problem so the radio will operate correctly. A bad antenna is still a bad antenna. So now you're on the air with a bad antenna. The real name of the game is antenna efficiency. So if you're running an S1 everywhere, you're not getting out. I propose a change in your life. It is the antenna that we've been using over the past few years here on 7188 on Friday afternoons on the QSO-VLOG network. It is a center-fed, half-wave, resonant-tuned, no SWR, specifically oriented dipole antenna. Yes, it is a dipole antenna, but a resonant-tuned dipole antenna. Look, Ma, no antenna tuner. Because your antenna is tuned, you have no SWR to deal with. You're straight out of your radio to the antenna. No conversion loss antenna tuner to deal with. You are max power to the antenna. The second part about this great antenna is that it is directional. The radiation pattern is broadside to the elements. So now you can choose your target area by the way you orient your dipole. That's what we mean by the formula E.R.P over A.D.I. Case in point, if you happen to have or live along the East Coast, you would probably want to orient your dipole east and west, so it would radiate north and south. Otherwise, if you oriented your dipole north and south, you would be losing half your signal to the sharks at sea. On the other hand, if you enjoy working Europe, the north and south operation would work out well. It all depends on where you want your signal to go. The thing I'm pointing out is the center-fed, half-wave, resonant-tuned, no SWR, specifically oriented antenna works well on many levels. I've A/B tested it at 600 miles with other popular antennas, and it's always been the hottest antenna. And that's why we've been running ours for many years here on the QSO-VLOG net on Friday afternoons. If you want to get out, get your antenna working as well as your radio. If you're only, remember, you're only as strong as your weakest link. So if you're currently going through an antenna tuner, you're losing power in the mismatch correction, but you're losing most of your power in a poor, untuned antenna. Get yourself on the air with a center-fed, half-wave, resonant-tuned, no SWR, specifically oriented dipole antenna. It would be one of the greatest gifts you could give yourself. The way I tune them is simple. I make SWR adjustments at the end of the ground side only, and I bring it back onto my desired mid-band frequency by adjusting the end of the high side only. And if you keep going back and forth like that until your SWR is 0.05 or so at the correct mid-band frequency. I hope this segment on center-fed, half-wave, resonant-tuned, no SWR, specifically oriented dipole antennas will at least stir up some interest in building new antennas with greater efficiency. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. My name is Jim, and if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. Try that call one more time, slowly, phonetically. Okay, copy Kilo Echo 8. Come back and try it again. Let me see if I can find an SDR that might be closer to you.
Might be closer to you.
Kilo Echo 8. Kilo Check
1. Flying North 1, DUI N01.
Frequency is in use, sir. Frequency is in use. Kilo Echo 8, Kilo, and what was the rest of that, sir?
40.
Frequency is in use, sir. Frequency.
Are you available for a...
This frequency is in use. Frequency is in use. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. And I'm in QSO with Kilo Echo 8, Kilo something. That is the question. We're trying to get that call sign. Come back and try it one more time, please, sir.
15, 1042. 1601.
Ah, seems like we have some QRM, delivered QRM. This is KC9VKV, Kilo 8, Kilo Echo 8, Kilo. Try one more time, please, sir.
Kilo Echo. Kilo. Try one more time, please, sir.
This is a deliberate interference. This frequency is in use. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. From now until 5, we're recording live.
Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. From now until 5, we're recording live.
That Kilo Echo 8 Kilo station, I'm not copying you yet. I've got most of your call sign, but if you would like, try one more time.
Kilo Echo 8.
Hey, we're getting closer. I got Zulu at the end. Now, there is that letter between the last Kilo and the Zulu. What is that letter? Hey, maybe we're making progress. Kilo Echo 8, Kilo Echo Zulu. Is that a Roger?
That's Charlie. I apologize. Kilo Echo 8, Kilo Charlie Zulu.
Zulu Charlie Zulu. Is that a Roger for the last?
That's a Roger. Charlie Zulu.
So, let me verify here. Kilo Echo 8, Zulu Charlie Zulu. Is that so, Roger?
Not quite. Kilo Echo 8, Kilo Charlie Zulu.
Kilo Charlie Zulu. It's kind of like bingo, you know? All right, Kilo Echo 8, Kilo Charlie Zulu. Going once.
That's it. Bingo.
Yes, sir. Now, where are you, sir?
I am in Clio, Michigan.
And what's the name there, sir?
My name is Matt.
Matt, is that Roger?
Roger, my name is Matt.
Alrighty, and what radio are you running, sir?
I'm running a Yaesu FTDX 1200 on 100 watts.
Roger, Roger. And Matt, just out of curiosity, what kind of antenna are you running, sir?
I am running a fan dipole. I forgot the model number. Hold on just a second. It is Alpha Delta DXCC.
Alrighty, now fan dipole, is that all those dipoles? How many dipoles do you have in that fan?
All those dipoles, how many dipoles do you have in that fan?
That would be 2.
Oh, Roger, Roger. Now, are they one under the other, or are they running different orientations?
Are they one under the other, or are they running different orientations?
Yeah, Matt, what I'm asking is there that fan dipole, is there one under the other, or does the one under the top one run parallel to it, or does it run a different orientation?
Parallel to it, or does it run a different orientation?
The dipole has 3 radiators on it running parallel to each other. The bottom wire is for 10 meter, and the center one is for 20, and the top is for 80 and 15.
Roger that. Roger that. Just curious. Now, are they resonant? Do you have them tuned specifically?
Do you have them tuned specifically?
Roger, I have those tuned.
Excellent, excellent. Now, and so because of that, do you have to run antenna tuner, or can you run them without the antenna tuner?
Run antenna tuner, or can you run them without the antenna tuner?
I can run them either way. I have them resonant
center of the phone frequencies, and when I slide away from those, I can use an antenna tuner.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's great. You know, resonant antennas are just so nice because first off, they're resonant at the frequency that you're operating on, so they are very efficient radiators. And the second part is that obviously, since they are resonant, you have low SWR, so you normally don't have to use an antenna tuner, which is another loss device as it tries to make the SWR look better to the on the radio side. But great. And now, as far as your radio, if you would be interested in our setup procedure, it starts with engaging your compressor at a 3. It's a token amount. You'll never hear it on the air, but it's the beginning of our setup procedure. Roger.
On the air, but it's the beginning of our setup procedure. Roger.
I'm sorry, could you repeat?
Roger, Roger. We have a setup procedure that takes unprocessed audio and processes it from 10 dB dynamic range to a 3 dB dynamic range, which increases your average percent of peak modulation from 30% to 80 to 85%. Roger.
From 30% to 80 to 85%. Roger.
How do you get that procedure?
All right. It starts with engaging your processor at a token amount, just a 3, but it's the beginning of the process. Roger.
It's just a 3, but it's the beginning of the process. Roger.
Roger that. I am just getting familiar with my radio. I've only had it for a couple of days, and I'm just learning how to use it. So you may have to get back with me on that one in about a year or so.
I'll tell you what, Matt, let me give you some notes, sir. And then as you find things, you can crank them in. Our setup procedure starts with engaging your compressor at a 3. So note to self, compressor on at a 3. Once you have that, then you move to your ALC with mic gain in hand. And as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, you adjust your ALC level for mid-scale to 2/3 by way of mic gain manipulation. So as you speak fairly rapidly to keep that meter up to see where it is, you use your mic gain to set your ALC meter at mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Set your ALC meter at mid-scale to 2/3. Roger.
Roger that. Do you have this procedure listed on a website by any chance?
I do, actually. If you go to YouTube and do a, let's see what that would be, how to get to there. Well, go to YouTube and do KC9VKV, and that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page. And I have one entitled Basic Setup. Basic Setup, and it covers some of the same stuff that I was just talking about. Roger?
Some of the same stuff that I was just talking about. Roger.
Could I get your call sign one more time, please?
Yes, it's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. KC9VKV. And also, if you would be interested in hearing your radio, we are recording now, live till 5, so if you would happen to go to YouTube and do a search for KC9VKV, along with today's date, 5/28/21, that will take you to this recording. Roger?
21, that will take you to this recording. Roger.
Roger that. That sounds very interesting. I appreciate the information, sir.
Roger, Roger. Matt, well, let me say 73 to you, sir. And if you get a chance you have trouble following the Yellow Brick Road as far as the setup, feel free to check back in maybe next Friday, and we can, try to take a more direct approach with maybe a little bit better conditions, Roger.
More direct approach with maybe a little better conditions, Roger.
Roger that. QSO. But first, I didn't catch, where exactly are you right now?
Well, we're located just beside Louisville, Kentucky. We're on the Indiana side of the Ohio River, right at Louisville. Roger.
Indiana side of the Ohio River, right at Louisville. Roger.
Roger that. I appreciate the information. 73s, and have a wonderful day. QSO.
Roger, Roger, Matt. 73, sir. Have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. From now until 5 we record live. If you have a radio that you would like to hear a recording, we record now and then post it up on YouTube. It takes us a couple of days, or at least we request 48 hours to get it up. Sometimes most of the time it's a lot quicker than that, but sometimes things do get busy, so we say, we'll get it up there by 48 hours. This is KC9VKV listening.
From now until 5, we record live. If you have a radio.
Copying somebody on Milford, station calling, try it again, slowly, phonetically with your call sign.
Station calling, try it again, slowly, phonetically with your call sign.
I got Kilo Oscar 4, Oscar what?
Kilo Oscar 4, Oscar what?
Okay, I copy the last as Sierra Victor now. It's Kilo Oscar 4, and what is the letter after 4?
Kilo Oscar 4, and what is the letter after 4?
Well, I've got Kilo Oscar 4, Oscar Sierra Victor, and I'm sure that's not correct. Correct that, please.
And I'm sure that's not correct. Correct that, please. Kilo Oscar 4, Sierra Victor, over.
Yes, sir, and what's the name there, please, sir?
Yes, sir, and what's the name there, please, sir?
Boy, I tell you, you're right at my noise level. Tell you what, why don't you give me about 10 seconds on your antenna system, tell me about your antenna system, and let me look around and see if I can find us a better path.
About your antenna system, and let me look around and see if I can find us a better path.
Roger, Roger. I did not find a better path. I'm on the Milford PA-SDR. Gosh, you're only about 2 dB above my noise level. We could try a couple of more times here and see if we can make contact. Maybe our conditions will get a little bit better. I'm running about a kW now, so just let me show you, if you're running 100 watts, what it sounds like. I'm going down to 100 watts. We're down to 100 watts now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's 100 watts. And now we're back up to a kW. So you can see what I'm facing here.
Back up to a kW, so you can see what I'm facing here.
You're coming in pretty good here either way. I can hear the distance from one level to the other, but either way, you're coming well above the noise field. This is KO4KSV. I'm calling you from Tallahassee, Florida. The weather conditions here. Hoping to get some rain this weekend, but it doesn't look too good at this point.
Roger. Now you came up just a little bit that way. I got about 4 dB above my noise level on peaks. What's the name again, please?
Above my noise level on peaks. What's the name again, please?
It is Bob, B-O-B, Bob.
Okay, Bob, and what's your location, please, sir?
Okay, Bob, and what's your location, please, sir?
We're in Tallahassee, Florida. That's KO4KSV. If you run my call sign, you can see I'm on QSL. Over.
Roger. Okay, Bob, quickly, give me your call sign phonetically slowly, please.
Roger. Okay, Bob, quickly, give me your call sign phonetically slowly, please.
Kilo, Oscar, 4. Kilo, Sierra, Victor. Kilo, Oscar, 4. Kilo, Sierra, Victor.
Thank you, Bob. Copy. Kilo Oscar 4, Kilo Sierra Victor. Roger. All right, I think that's correct, Bob. Now I'm on the Milford SDR, and I just got kicked off. So let me pull them back up again. This shouldn't take long. I don't know why this keeps happening, but it's just the name of the game. Okay, I've got Milford back up. And you're in Florida. And what radio are you running, Bob?
Got an ICOM 7100, and I've got a 130-foot bipole, about 60 feet in the air. Roger.
Roger, copy the 7100. Okay, if you would be interested in our setup procedure, it starts with you engaging your compressor at a 3, a token amount, but it does what we need it to do. So it would be engage your compressor, turn it on, and add a 3.
Turn it on and add a 3.
Okay, I'm going to be accommodating for you, sir, but I don't know what the compressor is. This is a new setup, and I'm not familiar with it, so you have to tell me. I can follow directions if you want to tell me what the compressor setting is.
Yes, sir. Well, it is a compressor processor. You know, manufacturers can't seem to agree on the proper terminology, but it's a compressor processor. Engage it, turn it on, and add a 3, and these will be notes to self. So the compressor processor turned on and add a 3. Once you do that, then move to your ALC meter with mic gain in hand, and as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, adjust the ALC meter to where it's reading mid-scale to 2/3 by way of your mic gain. In other words, adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is reading mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Is reading mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Yeah, roger that. I haven't got past the compressor. I don't see any settings on my radio that say compressor. Can you tell me what that is going to say on the buttons on the radio?
Bob, what I would suggest would be that, I've given you the notes basically for what the setup is, and so what you would need to do would be to consult with your owner's manual or operator's manual to find out where all the stuff is hidden in that radio, and to be able to adjust it according to the notes that I gave you. But at your leisure, that's the thing. You can peruse that book and find out what you need to find out. And again, that is a current radio, so I'm sure it does have a compressor in it, or processor, whichever they choose to call it, and you'll be able to find it and then adjust it on your setup. Roger?
Be able to find it and then adjust on your setup. Roger?
Roger that. You're coming in actually a little bit stronger now. You're doing a real good job coming in here. You're 5'9" plus. But yes, sir. I do understand what you're saying. I will have a chance to read the book, and I do have your notes. And I was listening to you when you were talking to the fellow before me. So I've got your site where I can go to your YouTube page and watch your video here in a few minutes. Maybe that can help me see where I need to go. But anyway, I appreciate the QSO. And I'm going to wish 73 to you, and I'll let you out to the next caller. Thank you very much. This is KO4KSC. Working on your title.
Roger, Bob. Well, so glad that you dropped by. Sorry we had difficulties in propagation to be able to copy the call sign, but we finally got it. Perseverance always works. 73 down that way. You have a great afternoon and a beautiful weekend. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you do have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
VLOG net. If you do have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Boy, I hear somebody back there that really needs my help. Somebody back there that really needs my help, but it's hard to copy the mail. You are only maybe a dB or two above my noise level. I'm copying you on the Virginia SDR. Come back and try it again, please. Call sign slowly, phonetically.
Always works. 73, beautiful weekend. This is Case. The Friday Epic Net.
Did not copy that at all. Try again. This is KC9VKV, Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net.
This is KC9VKV, Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net.
Kilo, Charlie 9, Victor, Kilo, Victor, a little QRM going this afternoon. We're trying to muddle our way through it. Hopefully we're making the trip there. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
No, nothing heard. We shall try till 5 anyway. We are on usually every Friday afternoon from 3:30 till 5 on this frequency for the last 4 years. Thinking about maybe moving to another afternoon. We have worked this, like I say, for the past 4 years, pretty much on this frequency on Friday afternoons. So maybe on the weekend might be a better time, or maybe even Monday. It all depends on folks' schedules. This is KC9VKV, Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net.
KC9VKV, Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net.
Well, I tell you, the one thing about SDRs, internet SDRs, is sometimes the latency is unbelievable. Usually it's pretty nice. I mean, maybe it's about a 5-second, 4-second latency problem, but sometimes it can really get out to like 20 seconds, 30 seconds. I'm not really sure what causes that, but certainly it would not be something that internet SDR would not be usable in normal communications, because that would be a 30-second delay from my response to your response. So there's right now my Arlington SDR is just terribly latent, for probably about 20 seconds. It's unbelievable. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. From now until 5 we record live. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
5 we record live. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
I could say, I hear somebody on Rochester. That's a station. Come back slowly, phonetically, with your call sign, please.
That's a station. Come back slowly, phonetically, with your call sign, please.
Okay, I got Charlie in the call sign somewhere. I'm not real sure. Like I say, you're only about a dB above my noise. Do you copy me okay, sir?
About a dB above my noise. Do you copy me okay, sir?
Station calling that has a Charlie in their call sign, and do you copy KC9VKV?
The Charlie in their call sign, and do you copy KC9VKV?
I copied Kilo Mike something. Kilo Mike, try it again, please.
Mike something. Kilo Mike, try it again, please.
Okay, copy. Kilo Mike 4 Charlie Lima. Kilo Mike 4 Charlie Lima. Is that a Roger?
Charlie Lima. Kilo Mike 4 Charlie Lima. Is that a Roger?
All right. And what is the name there, sir? What is your name? What is your name?
All right. And what is the name there, sir? What is your name? What is your name?
Try it one more time.
Try it one more time.
I got Echo something Lima.
I got Echo something Lima.
All right, and what's your location, sir?
All right, and what's your location, sir?
Copy, Florida. Is that correct?
Copy, Florida. Is that correct?
Roger, Roger. Kilo Mike 4 Charlie Lima. This is KC9VKV. And what radio are you running, sir?
This is KC9VKV. And what radio are you running, sir?
All right, yeah, copy 2000. Got some interesting QRM on the frequency now. This frequency is in use. And down in Florida, if you would be interested in our setup procedure, it begins with you engaging your compressor processor at a 3. It's a token amount, but it begins the setup process. So, and maybe I'll be able to hear you a little bit better after we get this set up. So if you know where your compressor processor is, turn it on and adjust it to a 3. Roger?
Compressor is, turn it on and adjust it to a 3. Roger?
I wonder why somebody would be 1 kc off transmitting after we've been on the air for over an hour. Very, very strange. Anyway, Florida Station Kilo Mary 4 Charlie Lima, you still copy?
Kilo Mary 4 Charlie Lima, you still copy? After we've been on the air for...
All right, so after you get your compressor processor engaged at a 3, I want you to move to your AOC meter with mic gain in hand. And as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, so you can get that AOC meter up and see where it's rolling. With your mic gain, adjust it to where it is reading mid-scale to 2/3. Mid-scale to 2/3 on your AOC meter is the next part of our process.
C-meter is the next part of our process.
Roger, roger. Okay, now I want you to move, if you know where your EQ page is. Do you know where your equalization is on that radio?
Page is. Do you know where your equalization is on that radio?
All right, I want you to move to your equalization page, and I want you to crank in +3 treble EQ from where you are. 3 clicks additional EQ treble push from where you are currently.
EQ treble push from where you are currently.
My question is that a 3-band EQ? Is that a 3-band EQ or a 2-band EQ? What kind of equalization do you have on that radio?
Band EQ or 2-band EQ, what kind of equalization do you have on that radio?
I copy 3-band EQ. All right, what you want to be sure and do is keep that mid frequency band flat. In other words, if you have 3 EQs, treble, mid-range, and bass, keep that mid-range flat. Because the whole idea of equalization is get the top to balance with the mid-range and get the bottom to balance with the mid-range. And if you push the mid-range, it's so much harder for the top and bottom to catch up. So I suggest that you keep your mid-range EQ in the flat position, and again, that will help because you are sounding pretty mid-rangey. So we get that, if that was boosted, take it back to flat on the mid-range. Roger?
Back to flat on the mid-range. Roger?
Roger, Roger. I will definitely do that, yes. That adjustment takes a long time on this radio.
All right, now then, let's see. We increased your treble EQ +3. Do you have any additional range of EQ push on the treble control left?
on the treble control left.
I will have to get my manual. This radio is very new to me. That particular adjustment will take me a little bit of time to understand.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I understand that. Okay. So you're sounding better, I think, now. And when you do find what you need to know about the EQ, did you make any corrections at all on the EQ as we were speaking?
Did you make any corrections at all on the EQ as we were speaking?
I think so. However, I am not positive. I've got to read up on it again to totally understand it.
Roger, it sounds like you did, because you have a better top end now than where you were. So I would call it quits for right now. I think we're probably about as far as we can go with the copy that I have on you. Now, if you have a chance to check in with me next Friday, maybe we can proceed, if conditions permit, to maybe tailor just a little bit more specifically on the EQ curves. Roger?
A little bit more specifically on the EQ curves. Roger?
Next Friday. Thank you so much for your help. What was your first name?
Did you ask a question on that last?
Did you ask a question on that last?
Your name?
Conditions kind of faded out there. Let me say 73 there. And let me verify your name one more time. Could you repeat your name one more time, slowly, phonetically?
Could you repeat your name one more time, slowly, phonetically?
Echo, Alpha, Romeo, Lima. Echo, Alpha, Romeo, Lima.
Roger, the Duke of Earl, of course. I got you now, Roger.
Roger, the Duke of Earl, of course. I got you now, Roger.
Roger.
73 Earl. And then, like I said, if you get a chance, join us next Friday. Have a great afternoon, a beautiful weekend. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
There was a November 4 in my life. Let me find the pen that works. 5 pens, one that works. November 4 station, come back slowly, phonetically, with the call sign. November 4 station, I have, I must be having Wi-Fi problems today, because all 4 of my my SDIs shut down simultaneously. Man, that's like the Wizard of Oz being behind the curtain, and certainly there's no curtain there. I'm not real sure why that is, unless I've had a major failure in the on the internet. Let's see, we're back up. All right, I've got Milford now. Where were we here? November 4th station. Come try it again, please, sir.
Come try it again, please, sir. November 4, Echo Golf. Hello, Jim. How copy now?
Echo Golf station. I got you. What's the name?
Echo Golf station. I got you. What's the name?
November 4, Echo Golf station. Try one more time with the name. I'm losing the name. I got my Milford back up, and that's the main thing. So I can copy a little bit. Repeat the name, please.
Can copy a little bit. Repeat the name, please. Name is David.
Yes, sir, David, I got you there, sir. And what's your location?
Yes, sir, David, I got you there, sir. And what's your location?
The village is Florida. The village is Florida. Sounds like we've got too much QSV. I'll let you go and say 73. It's just too much noise.
Roger, David, I'm noisy to you. Is that a Roger?
Roger, David, I'm noisy to you. Is that a Roger?
You're a 5.7 to me.
Okay, I'm getting you a 6 dB over my Milford PA SDR noise level, so I've got a pretty good copy on you now, Roger.
Noise level, so I've got a pretty good copy on you now, Roger.
Okay. Well, I've got I probably don't need any help on my radio. I've got it pretty well adjusted, but just wanted to say hello and see that you're doing a good job on the air.
Well, thank you, David. You know, some days are more trying than others, and conditions really make a big difference as to how the day goes, you know, and the worse the propagation, the more difficult the day is. I saw just briefly your dynamic range, and it looked like about 3 dB, so that's pretty much where we want to be, Roger, Roger.
So that's pretty much where we want to be, Roger, Roger.
And 22 feet under is really restricted HOA, so I can't use any other antenna except a flagpole. And I'm running a voice processor, so I've got all my Icon 7300 controls off except the mic. The mic is at 40%. Everything else is off. I use the voice processor. Everything else.
Well, Roger, David, I copy that. You're running a 7300 with external processing equipment. Sounds good. Like I say, you're looking to be about 3 dB dynamic range. Now, you're talking about living in an HOA. May I suggest number 24 wire? Number 24 wire is so thin that you can't even see it, so you could construct any antenna that you want, and somebody would never see number 24 wire. Roger? Oh, I see. Okay, I thought you would have the backing of your own family. Now, you know, David, you got to have the coercion of your own family on your side, Roger.
No, you got to have the coercion.
I'm okay with it. This antenna was pretty good.
Yeah, Roger that, sir. Well, you know, I understand. HOAs can be a son of a gun there. As far as amateur radio is concerned, I have got to check out what's going on here with my Wi-Fi's. I don't understand. Showing great signals, but all my SDRs are shutting down, so I don't know what really is going on here. Oh well. But it's like, one-armed paper hanger. As I'm communicating, I'm also trying to defeat the internet, and sometimes that takes more than one hand. Our call sign here is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. And if you would like to hear, we're recording now live till 5, so if you'd like to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, followed by today's date, 5/28/21, that will take you directly to this recording. Roger?
That will take you directly to this recording. Roger?
Roger, I did get that conversation, so I will do that. I'll do that in a couple days. And nice talking to you. And you have a great, wonderful day. We're at, let's see, we're only at 80 degrees right now with 47% humidity. And partly cloudy skies. So hope you have a good day, Jeff. KC9VKV. This is November 4, Echo Golf Clear with you.
Roger, David, 73, sir. Have a great afternoon and a beautiful weekend. And if you get a chance, join us next Friday. Maybe we'll have better conditions. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out.
This is Kilo 6, Kilo Papa Juliet.
Kilo 6 station, come back with your call sign again, slowly, phonetically.
This is Kilo
6. I got Kilo 6. My internet SDRs continue to play games. I'm not real sure what it is, but anyway, what is the name there?
I'm not real sure what it is, but anyway, what is the name there?
That Kilo 6 station, what's the name there?
That Kilo 6 station, what's the name there?
Yeah, I've lost the Kilo 6 station. Conditions just reverse themselves, I guess. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. We've got about 9 minutes to go, and then we turn into a pumpkin. So got to get going here. If you want a radio check, this is KC9VKV listening.
If you want a radio check, this is KC9VKV listening.
This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. Nothing copied at the moment. The conditions today have not been very good, but we're still trying there. If you have a radio you want to check out, I still have Milford up. Everything else is closed down. Let me see if I can bring up maybe Rochester. That might be interesting. Hello, Rochester. Are you there? We're trying to bring a Rochester Internet SDR up. Looks like that's not going to happen. But we do have Milford, and we have our local antenna. This is KC9VKV. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
KC9VKV. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Bravo 9, Juliet Foxtrot.
Juliet Foxtrot station, come back with your call sign slowly, phonetically, please.
Back with your call sign slowly, phonetically, please.
Hi, it's Kilo Bravo 9, Juliet
Copy that. Kilo Bravo 9, Juliet Foxtrot. Is that Roger?
Bravo 9, Juliet Foxtrot. Is that Roger?
Juliet now.
Yes, sir. What's the name there, sir?
Yes, sir. What's the name there, sir?
The name is Romeo Oscar November. We're up here in Appleton, Wisconsin.
Ron in Wisconsin, Roger, Roger. And Ron, what radio are you running today, sir?
I'm in Wisconsin, Roger, Roger. And Ron, what's the radio you're running today, sir?
I'm running FT891 is what I'm running.
Got all kinds of problems trying to get it on FT8.
I came back down on sideband.
Roger, Roger. Ron, copy FT891. Is that a Roger?
Roger, Roger. Ron, copy FT891. Is that a Roger?
Roger, Roger.
Roger, and if you'd be interested in our setup procedure, it starts with engaging your compressor processor at a 3. It's a token amount. You'll never hear it on the air, but it does start our setup procedure, Roger.
But it does start our setup procedure, Roger.
Oh, Roger, Deanette. I just got this radio, and well, I've had it for a couple months, but I haven't been using it very much. And I'm trying to get used to it. This thing has got more menus than I need. I'm more used to my Kenwood, and that didn't have very many menus. So I'm trying to get used to this radio and trying to get it set up. So it's driving me nuts.
Yes, sir, Ron, I understand exactly what you're saying. Let me give you some notes, and then you can search at your leisure for the answers. First is engaging your compressor processor at a 3. Once you get that, then move to your ALC with mic gain in hand. And as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is running mid-scale to 2/3. Mid-scale to 2/3 on the ALC meter via your mic gain control manipulation.
Meter via your mic gain control manipulation.
All righty, we'll have to do that. I'll have to find the mic gain for, I don't think I mic gain for sideband AM and FM. I'll have to locate it and just that once I get to it. I appreciate all the information there. Yeah, I'm running it through an Aircheck 811H and right now running about 700 watts up to inverted D at about 34 feet up.
Roger, Roger, and thanks for the amp on a day like today. One other thing, one additional note, after you do what we talked about there note-wise, last note is go to your EQ and crank in 2 clicks hotter treble EQ than where you are. 2 clicks additional EQ boost from where you are. Roger?
2 clicks additional EQ boost from where you are. Roger?
Roger, Roger. We'll do that.
Thank you, Ron. 73, sir. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. And if you get a chance to join us next Friday, we'd love to have you. This is KC9VKV. We have time for one more. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
More. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
There's a station, a Kilo station, sir. Well, if you would give me maybe about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system, I can look for a different path. Maybe something would be a little bit better than where we are. But give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna.
Where we are, but give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna.
Kilo November 4 here.
Okay, so I copy Kilo November 4. Kilo November 4. Still haven't found a better path, but maybe if you could repeat your call sign one more time, slowly, phonetically.
If you could repeat your call sign one more time, slowly, phonetically.
Kilo November 4 Sierra Victor Golf.
Sierra Victor Golf, is that a Roger?
Sierra Victor Golf, is that a Roger?
That's a Roger. Trying to test out an old boat anchor here, a PS520 I've rebuilt here in the last month, just seeing if I'm getting out of it.
Seem to be, sir. Where are you located?
Seem to be, sir. Where are you located?
East Tennessee, about probably 35 miles southeast of Smoky Mountain National Park.
You're in Pennsylvania, is that a Roger?
You're in Pennsylvania, is that a Roger?
Sorry, no, East Tennessee.
Copy. East Tennessee. East Tennessee, is that a Roger?
Yeah, East Tennessee. East Tennessee, is that a Roger?
Yes, sir, that's a Roger. Thank you. We built this old boat anchor, just getting out. I heard you asking for radio check, so I thought I'd give it a try.
Yes, sir. Sounding good there. We specialize in transmitter setups. If you would be interested, starts with the compressor processor engaged at a 3 token amount, but it does exactly what we need to do. So if you'd be interested in our setup, it starts with that compressor processor engaged at a 3, Roger.
It's with that compressor processor engaged at a 3, Roger.
Roger. No, that's okay. I appreciate it. Where are you located?
Located just across the Ohio River from Louisville, Kentucky. We're on the Indiana side of the Ohio River, right at Louisville, Roger.
Kentucky. We're on the Indiana side of the Ohio River, right at Louisville, Roger.
I used to work with a group of people when I worked for General Electric from Jeffersonville, Indiana, which is right across the river there, too. Nice people. Enjoyed working with them.
Roger, Roger. Well, of course, they're in Indiana. We only have nice people in Indiana, Roger.
Well, of course, they're in Indiana. We only have nice people in Indiana, Roger.
Roger that. Name here is John, and I appreciate talking to you guys. I just wanted to give a check, so I'll say 73. Have a great holiday this weekend, and bless all the veterans. Thank you.
Roger, John, and what radio are you running?
Roger, John, and what radio are you running?
Repeat that.
Sorry, what radio are you running?
Sorry, what radio are you running?
An old Kenwood TS520, old boat anchor I just restored about a month ago.
Well, you're doing it proud, sir. It sounds really good. Good job on it, Roger.
Sir, it sounds really good. Good job on it, Roger.
Roger, I've got two of the radios sitting here. One a TS440, and the other was a Kenwood TS2000, and they work pretty good too, but I just came down here and took this on, heard you guys on there, and thought I'd give you a holler. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thanks for dropping by, and if you get a chance, join us next Friday. Maybe we'll have better conditions. 73, John. Catch you later. And that will conclude our normal Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. We do now going to see if we have a special guest checking in from Cincinnati. Cincinnati, if you copy, this is KC9VKV.
Cincinnati, if you copy, this is KC9VKV. KC9.
Roger, boy, I tell you, this is a bumpy ride tonight. The conditions are not really good. I have no copy on you on my local antenna. I'm only copying you on Rochester. Come back and give me about 10 seconds on your antenna system, and let me look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
And let me look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. Okay, let's go through that setup procedure real quick here. Again, as we discussed, it starts with your compressor processor engaged at a 3, a token amount, but it does precisely what we need it to do. So the setup starts with the compressor processor on and at a 3. Roger?
The compressor processor on and at a 3. Roger?
Do you still copy KC9VKV?
Do you still copy KC9VKV?
Cincinnati, this is KC9VKV. Do you copy?
Cincinnati, this is KC9VKV. Do you copy?
Well, gosh, I did have a pretty good copy on you there, matter of fact, for a moment, but you seem to have fallen off the edge of the earth. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. We're trying to make contact with our special Cincinnati station. This is KC9VKV Cincinnati. Try it again.
Station, this is KC9VKV Cincinnati. Try it again.
This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor Cincinnati. Do you have a copy?
9 Victor Kilo Victor Cincinnati. Do you have a copy?
This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor Cincinnati. Do you still have a copy?
Cincinnati, do you still have a copy? Copy.
And nothing heard. So we will wrap up our operations for today. Since 3:30 we've enjoyed it. I hope you've participated. If so, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by today's date 5/28/21, it will take you directly to this recording. And that will conclude the broadcast for today. And we will be returning this frequency back to normal amateur radio use. This is KC9VKV Clear.